Now, what's going on YouTube? This has been a long time coming, and this particular video, as informative as it's going to be, has taken me a while to put together. I think I started this journey in late November, if not early December, which is a very brilliant journey. And as I speak right now, I am a very happy, certified Profirm trader. And here's my certificate, all right? And I think I'm going to hang this on my wall just so I can look at it every single morning, just to impress these achievements, right? Was a worth taking journey, right? And I just hope that you actually get to learn so much from this entire process of me being able to purchase a Profirm challenge and being able to obviously pass phase 1, phase 2, and now being able to be funded, and thereafter being able to actually process a 17,000 USD profit split, right? Which is really such a banger, right? Of course, the firm gets to keep like 20%, and they kept the 20%. Initially, it was like 19,000, but of course, I go to keep 17,000, which is like 80% of this entire payout, which was brilliant. Now, in this video, like I mentioned, you're gonna watch the entire process. It's gonna be long, maybe like a couple minutes long, but you will really enjoy watching this entire video because I show you step by step the detail of the detail on how you can actually scale up your income through Profirm trading, which is basically me doing it, and you actually get to see it in real time. Also, you get to see me withdraw the money in real time as well, right? Basically, me receiving the money and all of that, which is, I think in ZMK should be like $500,000, right? So I should say I made $500,000 in Profirm trading on my first payout. I think by now I actually got like another second payout, and I'm actually scheduled to get my third payout, I think late this week, right? So as I'm recording this, I've gotten all these payouts in between. But again, I just want you to actually embrace this whole journey and learn something, understand why I took up this particular journey. And maybe in this case, you probably would as well be inspired to take up the same journey as well. Now, of course, talking of Profirms, what should a person in your position know before they can actually attempt to take up any Profirm challenge? All right, these are things that I personally had to research about, right? Like before literally just having to take up this particular challenge, which this one is very special because I do it in front of you and you actually get to see the entire process. Very special. But what should you know about before you actually embark on this journey? First things first, like this is a little advice from me, right? If you are a trader and you've been trading for some time, firstly, prove to yourself on your own personal account that you are consistent and you are profitable first before thinking of looking for a particular company that you can actually seek funding with, right? Because, trust me, you're like, look, if you are not profitable, what then is the idea of you trying to prove to a company that you actually are consistent and can make consistent returns, right? If you can't do that, if you are failing on your own personal account, there's no need for you to jump from one Profirm to the other seeking funding, because trust me, you always keep on donating to these companies, and that's their business model as well, which is okay, right? But if you're profitable, like myself, profitable, consistent, well, you can seek funding. But again, there are still factors that you might need to consider before actually just trying out any platform, and of which even personally in the beginning, before I could fine, let me settle with this particular Profirm, I really had to just look at a couple factors like, hey, does this meet the criteria that I'm actually looking for in a Profirm, right? I'm going to talk about these ones particularly because they stand out for me above everything else. One of which, most importantly, for this Profirm I've been using is that they are the only Profirm that offer a 15% profit share from the challenge phase, meaning that much as you're passing phase 1 and phase 2, whatever it is that is the goal for that phase, they still get to pay you 15% at the end of you actually being funded and receiving your first payout. The only company that actually I've seen as a Profirm that's doing that. And then secondly, they have this guaranteed 24 hours payout duration, pretty much I'll call it, right? They stand on the fact that, look, we're gonna pay you your payout if you are actually eligible for a payout for that particular day within 24 hours. And if we don't, we're gonna add an extra 1,000 to actually, ensure that, look, we actually delayed paying you. But again, now we're gonna pay you extra 1,000, right? So there's the only platform that actually, at least I've come across, that actually is doing that. Thirdly, ultimately, they have the best market conditions, according to me. Of course, I had a few issues, one of which was, there's this particular time I was trading news, I think it was like NFP, right? And I actually pushed in a couple orders before NFP. And here I am thinking, well, look, news is happening, it plays out in my direction, and I can easily close my position. Unfortunately, I found myself struggling to close even after the news actually played out, even though I was in a winning position. I think I was up like 2,000 and I actually couldn't close, and it went down to trust like 1,004, and that's when they actually closed out my orders. And I actually triggered the closing button like a couple minutes after, so it was like crazy. But besides that, I think I haven't really experienced anything terrible with the platform. Market conditions have been good, tight spreads, good market environment, swaps is really low, right? Pretty much like I would say those are like the best market conditions according to me. And the fourth thing is obviously one of the few platforms in the Profirm space that actually have MT5 as a trading platform that you can still utilize. Most of the firms right now, do your own research, don't have the license for MetaQuotes, right? They've actually lost it, pretty much due to regulations and a couple other factors, right? So if you find a Profirm that's still actually offering MetaTrader 5, 4, whatever MetaTrader that's actually there, know for a fact that, well, you're dealing with a Profirm that's going to pay you money. Because trust me, at the end of the day, like end of all this journey, you want to make sure you actually get your payout and you are paid for sure. If you are not, then what's the goal of actually trying to take up this journey, right? I would say last but not the least, 24-hour support, which is like 24/7 support, is something that this particular platform has actually offered to me. Because man, trust me, like look, you have sometimes where you have an issue trading wise, platform wise, it could be anything that has to do with your trading experience with the platform. You want to be in a position where you are able to communicate with the platform itself easily, right, about your issues, and they can actually reach out to you within time and deal with those issues in that moment. So I would say like these are a couple of factors that I personally on my side found very useful, and these were like the best in terms of like criteria picks for me, which befit my trading style and trading endeavor, right? So I would say this has been one of the best. If you guys want to open an account with them, or rather want to seek funding with them, I'll put a link in the description, right? Maybe with a good offer or something, right? Make sure you use that link and open up an account with them, or probably purchase a Profirm challenge with them, which should be very exciting, right? Yet again, at the same time, I should as well mention that let's get in the video and you enjoy this journey. It's going to be very exciting from the onstart, right? I don't really record every detail of it, but at least I try on different days to actually put things together to actually make you realize what I'm doing and the kind of like journey I'm pursuing and what I'm actually trying to achieve, the blueprint around it, because I go into this thing with the plan, which is something I also recommend if you're going to do your own. Get into this thing with a plan. I have a whole plan figured out, which you will see and should impress in this entire video, right? Like look, you can actually have a plan and actually make sure that you achieve it. My biggest plan was to do 20% within 4 weeks. Crazy as it might sound, but get to actually watch this video to the end, then you actually get to see if I actually did it or not. Meantime, enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So just to be like a little bit transparent, I'm gonna lead you guys through like the whole process in a sense of like just giving you guys an insight or pretty much like how it's been like having to pass phase 1, right? We haven't gotten funded as yet as of now, but again, this is just like phase 1, and having passed it is also like a milestone, right? Especially if you're actually trading, that just being consistent isn't something that you can take for granted. Right, let me actually refresh this. Somebody might think like, whoa, this is maybe like a, just a screenshot or whatever. Not, there's no fugazi here. This is actually funded next right here. All right, and I am on phase 1, right? Just past phase 1. You can see here it says past phase 1, and I did this like in like 3 days, right? So today's going to be like the 4th day, right? Though I haven't traded, so it won't show like 4 trading days because I haven't traded today, right? But the whole idea is that you have to trade for like 5 minimum days to actually be able to pass or complete this particular challenge, right? Of course, I have like 2 phases. This is phase 1, and we'll have like phase 2, which I'm gonna have like a target goal of like, let's say that should be like 5%, I think, right? So I purchased like it's a Stellar 2 account, Stellar 2-step challenge, basically that's what they call it, right? So it's got like swap, you can hold trades overnight. Yeah, so again, at the same time, if you check here on dates, you realize that I started this on the 11th of November, which is like 2024, and I have like a limited end day. So there are other challenges that have like a time limitation, right? Like you have like maybe 30 days to trade and pass the challenge. I didn't want that kind of stress, right? Of course, I did complete this in like 3 days, but I didn't want that kind of stress of like having limitations and all of that stuff. I don't like this stuff, right? So if you check here, balance right now is like 108,000 USD, which I made profit of like $8,020 in terms of like profit. At the same time, drawdown here is like 0 currently. Yeah, 3 trading days have been completed so far, right? So ongoing here shows like daily loss, which is like 5,000. Though it's a balance-based sort of like challenge, right? So based off like what you make on a particular day, in your equity increasing, the daily drawdown or daily loss limit also increases, something like that, right? Also, you see here, it shows like, you know, a maximum permitted loss like 18,000 as of now, pretty much because I've made like an extra 8,000. All right. Yeah. So you have to just basically make like 8%, which is something that if you do within 2-3 days or, you know, 2 weeks, don't stress yourself like too bad. Like if you can do it like in a month, you can do like in 2 months, whatever the case might be. I mean, end of the day, if you can do it, as long as the kind of like challenge you have says unlimited, right? You can do it in any time, right? So it's basically what's happening here. I'm going to show you guys everything else, right? If you see here, it says profit target is like 8,000, which is like 8% of 100,000, which obviously is what you need to pass phase 1. All right, so it says passed here. All I have to do from here is basically like execute even just like 0.01 trade. This is what I'm planning to do, like 0.01 a lot on for the next 2 days, like today and tomorrow. Today's the Thursday. If you guys check, it's like Thursday 14th. All right, so I'm planning to execute like today and tomorrow, like 0.01 trade, just to obviously, you know, have it on my balance, or rather on my history, right? As like, look, I did trade for like five trading days, which is actually a lot. So you can pass it like even like 2 days, you know, or like 3 days, whatever, if you're good at doing that. But again, you just have to always fulfill the fact that you have to trade for like a specific period, which is like, you know, stipulated time and dates, like, you know, the way it's actually been seen here, right? Yeah. So I mean, going over to, let's say, a trading overview. All right. You guys can see here, I don't even know why I have like a 63% win rate. Should be more. I don't understand why. Should be more. But again, I have like a 36 lose rate, which is okay, right? Lots, 27 lots up down here. So there's a balance, this equity, profitability, at least you can see small. Average win is like 900, average losing is like 399, 19 trades. So I took like 19 trades overall. I'm going to show you guys that. Again, the worst trade is like maybe, okay, on average, like negative 700. Again, on longs on like 33%, short won 68. So I won most of the shots. Yeah, so gross profit is like 11,000 projection, I think, and then gross loss is like 2,000 negative, whatever. All right, yeah, so these are kind of like trades I took on Euro, JPY, buys there, gold as well, Euro, JPY. Yeah, kind of like a couple trades, right? So of course, my first trade, let me show you guys that. My first trade on this specific phase wasn't really a success, right? So if you check, this was my first trade. So I lost like, I think overall, should have been like 1,003, 1,004, something like that. These were my first trades on gold. Right, so I took a hit. I was down like 98. So I had to make back like the 1,000 whatever to actually get back on 100,000 Mac and then move from there, right? But again, some people get discouraged. Like if you take your first loss, doesn't mean that, look, you're gonna fail the challenge, right? You could take a loss and still come back and, you know, have the right trades. It all comes down to like the kind of trades you're taking, right? Yeah. So I mean, if you check thereafter, we came back on these other 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, right? And I actually made back that loss. And you know, I had like $1,000 here on. That was Nasdaq. Yeah, Nasdaq actually got me back. Much as also JPY, pound JPY also got me back on that one. And then thereafter had all these couple trades thereafter. I won't have to go through all these trades, you know, one by one. Of course, we still have a long way to go. We have to pass phase 2 and then thereafter, you know, get funded and all that kind of stuff. Let's just look at let's go up here. Look at this analysis. Right. So if you check here, this is based off like 10th, right? Got the challenge. 11th was up like maybe 700, of course, before being down 98, and then thereafter was up like on the 12th up like 5,000, and then on the 13th was up like 8,000. Was up like 8,000 basically, right? And then here we are right now, right? So just have to trade like the next 2 days, like I said earlier, right? So we passed this. Now if you check the kind of trades that I've been taking, mostly it's been around gold, right? So it's been more of like gold trades than anything else. Be more gold trades, and also I took a bit of some Nasdaq, right? But gold trades and Euro JPY trades, I think those are the ones that's actually gotten me complete this challenge, right? More of gold trades actually, right? So if you check like let's click here, yeah, so profit margins there and whatever, so 4,000 here, 1,002, then we had 2,000 there. Type of orders, had more shorts than buys, so I was selling more than actually buying, because obviously the current times it's like Trump won election, so I've been trying to, you know, capitalize off the dollar getting so much value, so I did that based off that. What else do I need to show you guys, right? So what else? So basically I recommend this platform. It's a very good platform, perhaps I would say, at least on phase 1 so far, right? It's been very smooth, all executions. I did trade like CPI also, so it's one of the trades that actually got me past the challenge. Yeah, so I think it's good. So if you go on payouts here, won't show anything, pretty much because I'm not eligible for one. Probably when we get to that point, I'm going to show you guys that also. Be that transparent. You can also join your trades while on the platform, right? So yeah, you could. So if you check out this, right, loss, win, win. You can pretty much like look back at the trades that you won, right, and just, you know, journal them and stuff like that. So if you see here more wins and less losses, right, so these are trades I mentioned that I started off with, you know, on this particular challenge, which was a losing, you know, losing trades, and then thereafter we picked it up, right. Also, they have like offers that they're gonna give to you from time to time. Right now, there's this offer that's running. I don't know if it's gonna be on by the time I run up this video. Yeah. So what else do they have here? So you have tickets. They're that transparent as well. Have tickets here. Yeah, what else announcements, which is the tab there that you also have for whatever is new that's actually, you know, popped up. So this is like the offer that's new here. Probably it's going to pop up here, or they're calling it bongo offer or whatever. You have a tools kit here. Now I love this tools kit, right, pretty much because you can basically calculate your risk, understand your marginal requirements, you know, profit loss calculator, your risk calculator. You have all this stuff figured out, your news calendar here. You know, you can pretty much like check out the news while you are on the dashboard of Funded Next. Right? So pretty much if you guys see here, you can pretty much understand, okay, what kind of news do we have for a particular period in time and in the region that I'm actually in, right? And they source this news from Forex Factory. That's the beauty. And I use Forex Factory most of the time, so it makes sense like that, right? So we have high impact news here, whatever on pound, on the pound, whatever there. So yeah, I mean, you have all this calendar, which is amazing. Top stories, you have like stories, which is basically like, I think they source this also from FX Street, if not TradingView. Yeah, okay, TradingView. But again, you have all these kind of like, you know, breakdowns in terms of like news reports from different traders, different analysts, you know, and all of the stuff, which makes it even more exciting. Yeah, you can check out like Forex cross rates, right? Depending on how they're changing, you can see them fluctuating from time to time because markets are actually moving right now. Technical analysis is something I don't use, honestly. Like, you know, pretty much I know people use this on the platform. You know, they go like, let's say on gold, try and understand exactly how, let's say a person is, you know, analyzing based off like the overall view, and let's say if they're buying and all of the stuff, it's gonna show that. But I don't use this, honestly. I don't believe these things work as much as they do. All right, yeah. So you have fundamental data there as well, kind of like some crazy information. I don't even know all this stuff here. Yeah. So what else? Transaction, right? So transaction, nothing, no transaction. Payout, no payout as of here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys that also very soon. Accounts only have this specific account. All right, so you guys wish me luck that we pass phase 2 also. All right, so from now, just waiting to see if we can actually get to day 5. It's gonna be day 4 today, and then tomorrow's gonna be like day 5. So then we should be able to complete this challenge. Yeah, so you just follow along, and hopefully you guys actually get to enjoy this whole journey and process. Make sure you utilize the link I'm gonna put in the description to also start up your own funded challenge, pretty much like your own funded journey, right? I recommend this pretty much because, you know, you have more equity, you have more of a better account to trade with, you know, than anything else, right? So that's more reason why I'm also taking it up and just showing you guys and be this transparent to actually give you all these insights on how to do it, right? So I'll see you on the next one. Let's get it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have passed phase 2 of this funded challenge. We did all this in 3 trading days, right? And the objective was very simple, right? Was to make 5%, which is 5,000 here, right? So I made $5,129, which was the main objective, 5%. But again, I had a daily loss limit of 5,000. I couldn't lose more than 5,000. And overall on this challenge, I couldn't lose more than 10,000, right? Which is basically like 10% of the account, right? But again, the minimum trading days is like 5 days, right? So I did 3 days. Today's gonna be like the 4th day, right? I'm recording this a bit late. I passed it yesterday. Today's gonna be like the 4th day in which I'm actually, you know, gonna trade. So what I do basically is like today I just take a minimal trade, small lots, and then basically just see how the day unfolds. And again, tomorrow same thing, just so I can complete the challenge, right? Because here it's passed, but again I have to complete the minimum trading days. Right now for phase 1, I forgot to show you guys this, right? We have some sort of like a certificate. So Funded Next sends you some sort of like a congratulation email, right? Through to inform you that you've successfully completed the first cycle of the profit, whatever, you know. And now if you go down here, you realize that there's some sort of like a certificate that they send you after completing. Now I hope they're saying the same for phase 2, or maybe just like overall, you know, passing the challenge. So what this means is this, guys: if you pass phase 1 and phase 2, you go and get funded, right? So after this, my expectation is that simply because I've hit 5% on the second phase and I also hit 8% on the face phase, I should actually as well get funded from here, right? That's if I don't actually break any rules from here to you know, to the 5 trading days, right? I'm going to show you guys exactly the kind of trades I've been taking and what's been the win rate here. So it's still a 100k funded challenge, all right? And as you guys can see here, it's the same one I started on like the 15th of November 2024, unlimited time as usual there, all right? So the today's permitted loss was going to reset in like 10 hours, which is basically, you know, just gonna clock like 24 hours from the time that, you know, the count started. Right now, let me take you guys to the actual analysis of this particular challenge, all right? What kind of trades did I take? I'm not going to explain all the trades basically, right? It's going to be too long of a video. But again, if you check here, we have a win rate of like 71%, which is crazy. If you have a win rate of that much, it shows you're profitable. You might not really have to have like a 91% or 90% or 100% win rate, which is basically like not possible to achieve, I should say. But again, if you check here, we did like 39 lots, right? So I did like 39 lots, and I did like how many trades was this? Basically like 32 trades. Actually, it's here, and on average my loss rate is like 28%, which is okay, right? And at the same time, my worst trade was like 1,000 for this one. I could have avoided that loss, to be honest. You know, I just simply over traded, and I'm just like you guys, right? I'm a trader like everybody else. Sometimes I break my rules and be like, oh, you know what, fine, I shouldn't have, but I think I broke my rule on this one and I got hit. It's the same day I took the account from 100,000 to like 102,000, meaning I made 2,000 extra for the first day of this challenge. But you know, I lost it back, and I lost almost everything, you know, the same day, and I was forced to obviously starting all over again on a Monday, which was Monday this week, all right? But again, when I started off this week, I made a couple cool trades, right? Now you can see these are the trades that I took, right? If I start off from here on the 4th page here, right? I'll start off with gold as usual. I've been trading a lot of gold, right? A lot of gold. But as for this challenge, I think I passed it with the pound yen or pound USD trades, I think, something like that. But if you can see here, my lot's still been consistent, 0.88, all right? And I made like $100 here. You know, I took a small loss, $11 here. If you go on the 3rd page here, you realize that also I did trade gold, right? Lost 90, did trade gold, $3 loss. I think I was closing like maybe break even here or something, right? But again, I took a pound USD trade and I made like $500 here and 500 there. I think overall it's like maybe like 2,000. This was a 2,000 I made before I lost it back, you know. So I made like about like 2,000. If you see the lots here, it's a bit crazy, like two lots, which is really crazy as well. But again, it's good because if you check the profit margin is really good, right? So I took a gold trade here, a sell, lost $200, right? Lost 80 there, right? And kept on trading. So over trading costed me, I took a hit of like $1,400 here. Same day I took a buy on Nasdaq. This was really over trading, and again, I could have avoided this loss, to be very honest with you. Could have avoided it, but you know, got the best of me, you know. And it's that composure, it's that, you know, being in a position where you're accepting this is a loss that I shouldn't really keep holding for so long, right? And some people could keep holding this loss until it blows up their account, until maybe you bleach the rules, right? And that's not something you want to be doing, right? You don't want to be holding big losses if you're trying to pass these challenges, right? Again, if you check now, I come back on a different day. This was like 15th. I come back on 18th, which was Monday this time around. I take a couple trades on pound, so a couple pound trades, and I make back that loss, right? You can see $600 there, you know, fall there. I think I made back like maybe roughly like 2,000 something, right? And thereafter took a trade on Euro JPY. By the time it's actually the 3rd day of trading, now you realize that, you know, I actually passed the challenge with, I think it's like pound yen. Yeah, pound yen trades, a few of Nasdaq trades there, right? I think Nasdaq trades, I took a couple losses. Yeah, these 2 losses, but again, I think it was break even with these other 2 trades. But I had pound yen and I also had pound JPY. So I have actually been trading currencies on this particular challenge. 32 trades, good win rate, I should say. But again, let's look at the graph here, right? If you go to here, let's look at the graph. Now, if you notice, it was a quiet moment from the 14th, very quiet. It's like up, back and forth, you know, up and down, whatever. So quiet moment, because I was losing back the amount of money I made. So I made money on the 15th, lost it back. 16th, I wasn't trading because like I think it was like Sunday or Saturday, whatever. And this was like also maybe this was like a Monday or whatever. And it's a different day, and then we actually got to make $2,000 extra in terms of equity, and markets actually favored us for the other day on the 19th, which is basically the last day, which was yesterday. If you can see, today is the 20th, so 19th is like yesterday. So I hope you enjoyed watching the first part of this particular journey. It doesn't end here. This part 2, and I know that for a fact you've been learning so much, and I hope you've been taking down notes as much as I actually should assume you have. All right, so this has been an amazing journey for me, right? Just getting to do this in front of you guys has been such an amazing experience, right? So it continues in part 2. I just hope that you also be there in part 2, because part 2 is where I basically get to show you how I'm trading the actual funded account and basically being able to actually withdraw, you know, about like 17,000 in payouts, which is in USD, obviously. All right, so I get to show you all the detail of everything, right? I know for a fact that in these current times in the trading niche, not everybody is being this transparent, right? But I choose to be that transparent with you all. And I hope that this also can touch up your own journey. Do me the honors. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Let me see you around this channel more often, because I have amazing content coming through, right? Of course, part 2 is something you should be excited about, but there's more coming in terms of educational content. Like, subscribe, share, and peace out. See you in the next part.